Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing a full face first impression using all E.L.F products. I thought this was a really good video to do since E.L.F is a really inexpensive brand. So these are all products I haven't tried yet, so you're going to be sharing my first impression on them. So let's just jump right into it. Going in with the E.L.F Flawless Finish Foundation SPF 15 sunscreen. I really like the packaging. Is in a sleek glass bottle and it has a black cap. What I really like about this is it has a pump, which is my favorite in foundations because if they don't have a pump, it's very messy and sloppy. As you see, the foundation is very thick. It's not bunching on my hand. It's just staying still and staying put. So I'm going to do one side using the Real Techniques buffing brush. And as you see, applied very nicely, very smoothly. I would say this is a medium to full coverage, just because you can still see my skin seeping through. The only thing I do not like about this is it does smell perfumey. It has a fragrance to it, which doesn't really bother me in my foundations, but if it does to you, you probably will not like this. As you see, you could definitely tell a difference, the one side without foundation and the one side with. It definitely covered up very, very well, but it didn't cover up everything. As you see, you still see my redness seeping through and my freckles. So I'm going to go ahead and try to build this up and see if it gets cakey. As you see close up, it did not get cakey under my nose, which I do have that problem. So let's see if that happens when I go ahead and build it up. So when I build it up, what I did notice is it did not get cakey. It still looks fresh. It still looks dewy when I first did the first layer, which I really like about that. I like building my foundations up to make them a full coverage, and that's definitely what you could do with this foundation, make it to a full coverage. But again, you can still see my skin seeping through just a little bit. Going with the other side with a damp beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing. And I didn't notice any difference using this, except it is a little bit more dewier, and with the brush, you get a more fuller coverage. But with the application, I still see the same application. It's still nice and smooth and flawless. But again, with the Beauty Blender, it is more natural and a more less coverage composed to the brush. I'm going to go ahead and do a second layer of that as well to see if it cakes up. And as you see, it did not cake up. My nose is not cakey underneath. It still looks flawless and nice and fresh. I really like how dewy this is. I think it's really nice and very natural. So far, I'm really loving this foundation. I think it's great for a medium to full coverage. If you have acne, I don't think this will cover up perfectly, but so far, I am loving this for a medium to full coverage natural look. For concealer, I'm using the HD Lifting Concealer. This is in the shade Fair, which is really surprising to me because this actually is very dark on my skin tone, and usually when I get fair concealers, they're actually very light, but as you see, this is a little bit too dark for me. So I would say their color selections aren't the best for the concealers because it is the lightest one. But underneath my eyes, it is very hydrating. It blends it out very, very nicely and seamlessly. And shockingly, it did not crease under my eyes. I usually don't have a problem with concealers creasing under my eyes. I think it really lifted up my eyes and making me look more awake, but the color isn't the best. It is a little bit too dark considering this is fair. I'm doing the other side and it is very hydrating. It still looks very nice, but I would just say the only thing I do not like about this is the color. I think they need to have a more wider color range selection because fair is very dark. But other than that, it blends out very seamlessly. It looks very hydrating and dewy as you see, and it did not crease. What I did was just take any random powder and I went ahead and set my eyes. I really like this set. If you do not set it, don't even worry. It did not crease on me. So if you choose not to set it, it will not crease. But I personally think it looks a lot better set. It looks more flawless. So I went ahead and did the other eye, and as you see, this looks a lot better. I also went ahead and just take a random powder and set the rest of my face. And I think it looks a lot better with it set. I don't know why, but I think it looks more flawless. I think it's more fuller coverage if you do set it. But like I said, if you don't set it, it won't crease. Everything will be okay. You just won't have that dewy look if you do set it. And if you don't set it, you will have a dewy look. So I just went ahead and did the other side, and I really, really love this set. I think it looks amazing. It looks flawless, and it just looks perfect. You don't see anything seeping through under my skin with the foundation. I think it looks very, very nice. I really like this so far. So far, I give the foundation and the concealer a thumbs up. Going in with the E.L.F Golden Bronzer, this is actually a bronzing palette. I could not find the contour palette, so I used these shades to contour, and I thought it was really nice. As you see, they're very shimmery, but they're not shimmery to where it's very glittery, which I really like about it. So I went ahead and take that shade that said E.L.F on it, and I contoured with it. The first thing I noticed is it was a little bit blotchy, and it was very hard to blend out. But once I did blend it out, and once I got that blotchiness away, it was very nice. It looked very dewy and fresh. So far I really like this. The only thing I would say is it is a little bit blotchy and hard to blend out, but as you see, it gave me that nice glow and it looked very, very pretty compared to the other side. So I went ahead and did the other side and you could see both sides. It looks very nice, but as you see, I had to build it up. It was a little bit hard to blend, so it took a while to blend out. That's the only thing I would say about these, but I really, really like it. I like how it's dewy. I like how it looks fresh. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that other dark shade and bronze with it. I really liked how this looked. Again, it was very hard to blend, but once I did get it blended, it looked very nice. It looked very seamless, and it gave me that nice golden look. So far, I'm really, really loving this. I thought it was amazing, but like I said, it was a little bit hard to blend out. But other than that, I really like this so far. Going into the E.L.F blush palette, this is in the shade Dark. As you see, the colors are very pigmented. This is only with one swipe. So I went ahead and took that top row, which is like a peachy reddish blush. And to be honest with you, I did not like this whatsoever. It was very blotchy. It was hard to blend. I did not like this whatsoever. It actually looked a lot better on the other side that did not have any blush on it, and it was just the bronzer and contour. With the blush, it made it look terrible. I did not like this whatsoever. I don't know what about it was, but it was so blotchy. It was so hard to blend, which is really disappointing because I was really looking forward to using this. It looks great. The colors are really nice, but it was just very, very hard to blend. So I definitely do not recommend this. Of course, it was my first time trying it, so I definitely had to keep trying it. But so far, my first impression was I did not like this whatsoever. For highlight, I went back into that golden bronzer and took that lightest shade. And oh my gosh, this was absolutely amazing. Can you tell I loved it? It was so good. This is even better than some of my other expensive highlighters that I had. I absolutely am blown away by this. I love this. It made me look dewy, made me look just so nice and glowing. I highly recommend this. I'm so far loving this. It looks amazing. Come on, guys. Like, you know, this looks so good. I love this so far, and I'm just feeling it. I absolutely love this. For the eyeshadow, I went into the E.L.F Prism eyeshadow palette. This is in the shade Naked. And don't mind me, I digged my fingers into it when I opened it because it is so hard to open. But the colors are very nice and pigmented. I went into this rosy bronzy shade and put that in my crease. And it was very easy to blend. It was very nice and pigmented. So far, I'm really loving this palette. I thought it was really nice, very easy to blend. And I give this a thumbs up. I really am loving this so far. So as you see the difference, it really opens my eyes up. It made it look nice. It blends it very seamlessly. And as you see the other side, it did the same exact thing, just nice and seamless. Then I went ahead and took that champagne color and I just put that on my entire lid. And it was so pigmented. I'm so blown away by this palette. I think it looks so good, and I bet you if you wet these shades, they will look even better. But as you see me putting it on my lid, it is so pigmented and it is so shimmery and pretty, but it's not too over the top. So if you do want it over the top, just go ahead and spritz your brush with some water and it'll be perfect to go. But this is so pigmented. I'm loving this so far. Then I went ahead and took that last shade, just a nice white, and put that in my inner corners as well as my brow bone. And oh my gosh, this is so pretty. It gave me such a nice glow, dewy look. This would probably be great for highlighting your cheekbones as well. This is so pretty, so pigmented. I love this palette. I give it an A+. It is amazing. Going in with the 3-in-1 mascara, this is lengthening, defining, and volumizing. The packaging is very lightweight, so it does feel very cheap. As you see for the wand, it is very different than what we usually have. As you see, the top is very rounded, and the bristles are very, very spiky. So I went ahead and did the first coat, and it did do a really good job at lengthening them. I don't think it did an amazing job, but for the price of this, I thought it was very good for the first coat. So as you see the difference, it did very well lengthen them compared to the other lashes. So then I went ahead and did a second coat, and the second coat really did the job. It really did everything it said. It really did lengthen, define, and volumize. I thought it looked very, very nice. And again, For the price, it is an amazing, amazing mascara. So I definitely will go ahead and use this again. So that's the second coat right here. And as you see, it looks very nice and it did its job. So far, I'm really loving this mascara. And the good thing about this is it doesn't get too much product on the wand. I hate when there's too much product on the wand because then your lashes stick together and it gets very, very messy and sloppy. So I really liked how it pulled out the product when you pulled the bristle and wand out. So far, I'm loving this mascara. My lips, I went with the E.L.F Matte Lip Cream, and I have to say I really, really love this. I got it on my lips really easily. It's very pigmented, and it didn't dry my lips out. I wouldn't say this is a matte finish, to be honest. I would say it's more of a satin finish, but I definitely love this. I definitely want to get more. I love the color. It was pigmented. It got it on my lips. So far, I love this. And that is it for this video. So far, I am really, really liking everything that I use. I'm very impressed. So my first impression is, good job so far. I definitely really love everything. I love the highlight. It's one of my favorite things that I use. I'll keep you guys up to date because this is my first time using it. But so far, I'm really loving it. And if you guys like this type of videos, let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next one.